So we can replace this yellow color mat by right-clicking on it and choosing Replace with an After Effects composition. It'll run After Effects for you. Of course, the first thing it's going to do is go ahead and ask you what the name of this second project is. So make sure that you're putting the date code at the beginning, and this is Lucian's animated background, as you can see up here. With this yellow, there's a couple different options that we have to add effects. I'm going to go to Effects. I'll show you this simulation of the starburst. There's a number of other ones that you can play with here. I'm just going to go with the stars, and just that easy. In Premiere, we now have a star field as we're flying through space. Now, all of these stars moving that quickly can be very tough for Adobe Media Encoder to encode nice and clean. So let's go back to After Effects and slow it down and space them out a little bit. The grid spacing, if we increase that number, we're able to get fewer stars. If you don't like that large size, you can reduce their size back down again. And the big thing is going to be slowing it down. So instead of a 1 for speed, I'm going to go with 0.1. And now we're floating through space. Again, there's a couple of other different tools that you can use. Scatter them out a little more. And again, that's automatically updated in Premiere thanks to the Adobe Dynamic Link. Really helps your workflow. So now that we've got this 20 seconds of the star field, let's try something else. I'm going to go ahead and hide this starburst effect and add a different one. So here under Effect, we also have our noise and grain, and then go to fractal noise to get this organic, very natural looking cloud effect. Now, it doesn't do anything yet because it does need a keyframe. It's not like the starburst where it automatically animates things. So I am going to keyframe the evolution. So it goes through one full rotation, kind of like a circle, and then this 0 will turn into an X, 1X right there. Now, if I don't move to the end, that's still its starting point. So let me undo that and jump to the end using the end key. So I'm at the end of that 20 seconds, and I will change this. Let's try about 5, and we'll see it evolving. Now, there are a lot of presets here. The fractal type is a great place to go and start trying out some of these different ones until you see something that you like. Got dynamic. You can see a nice animation there. I'm going to go back to the beginning and change up some of these numbers. If you increase the contrast and reduce the brightness, you'll get more darkness back behind it. You've also got complexity. You can increase that or decrease that. It'll make it change a little bit. And then we also have the sub settings. If I change the subscaling, you can see how the parts that are behind it, like further out in 3D space, are smaller. Let's take a look at coloring this now. There's a couple different options. We've got the Lumetri color. You also have Colorama, which gives you a bunch of very intense colors right off the bat. So if I apply that, you can see that we've got a lot of different bright colors. There's some different options here. If we open these up to play with, to try and get some differences. So you can see if you don't want any yellow, let's say, you can take those off. Maybe the red as well. You can also add an extra one in that same spot. So if I wanted mostly magenta, I can move these around. Trying out lots of different styles there. I'm going to make this black and see what happens. Notice that these are stacking up here. So I could even still turn my starburst back on, and let me expand that and get my size of these stars, And now you can see the fractal noise through the stars as they're going over. Another interesting effect that you can do. If we go back to Premiere now, we can see that background. Notice it's got green and blue, and we have green and blue in our model. So we could do some things here to do some color changes and stuff. I think what we really need to do is just fade that background some so it does not take away from the model. This is not the star of the show, so we can even keyframe this, but if I go over here and just lower the opacity some, we can have that model be more the star of the show. Now, if you do want to make some changes to that afterwards without going back, there are some things that you can do here. There's one called tint that we can use as a color correction. We go ahead and bring that opacity back up. And then we've got these two right here. So we can change this to some other color. And it's going to map the colors to a red and let's say a yellow. Just so you can see how much that can change. Now if I just change this to white or black, it does not need to be such a complicated thing. We can go right in and just tint what we want to that. You can even decrease or increase the amount of that tint so that you get something that contrasts a little better. Sometimes it's easier to do that in Premiere with a single one instead of going into too much detail. But this is ready. Don't forget to save this project before you close, and then saving this Premiere project, and then you can send it to Adobe Media Encoder and get your video.